The Auger motor, there's an A port and a B port. They line up just adjacent to the number. The A port is the furthest port away from the shaft or the flange end. And the A port goes to M1 on the block. The B port, which is the further forward or closer to the shaft, goes to the M2 port on the block. This is the fan motor. And if you look at opposite of the end output shaft and think of the case drain port being on the bottom to the side, there's a 90-degree fitting. And it's actually the pressure side or pressure port. And that goes on the block to the A port. And here there are two A ports on the block. You could hook up hoses either port and it would work, but for layout and the best organization in the blower, there would be 3 ports on the A port side. That is what goes to the pressure port or the outside most port on the fan motor. Then the inward port on the fan motor, you can see goes to port B on the block. The case drain, like I talked about earlier, it's a smaller fitting, goes to, it says CD on the block, or case drain. Then we've got the rotate motor. There's port B1 and port A1 are the 2 ports that go to the rotate motor. The outside port on the block, when it's in the blower, and the more outside fitting on the rotate motor as it's in the blower are in the right location. If you happen to flip these hoses, it will run the opposite direction, and you could either change the hose to get it rotate the right direction for you, or just switch the electrical outlet. Probably better to switch the hose to get it proper and keep the electrical wiring the way it is laid out to be. Then the hydraulic cylinder for the flipper, there's the furthest out port, which is up towards the flipper, and then down what's mounted to the chute itself is the shorter hose. The longer hose goes to port A2, the shorter hose, which is the lower hose that's mounted on the chute, goes to B2. Then we've got the hose ports that go to your skid loader and attachment. And here you have one port that's called a T port or the tank port. And the other port is called the A port, which, like we talked about earlier, there's 2 A ports. The one that goes to the loader there are 6 ports on that side of the block. So the 6 port side of the block, the A port is what goes to the skid loader. Then there is a difference where on Bobcat skid loaders, these are the quick couplers. This is a female coupler, this is a male coupler. On the Bobcat, the T port is the female. The A port is the male. Every other loader other than Bobcat, you would switch these fittings and put the male on the A port, or excuse me, the male on the T port, tank port, or return, and the female on the pressure or the A port.